Hello, everyone. I'm back with part 2 of the USA Pluto Return series that I am researching. And I have a lot of news. I don't know if they're good, but there are lots of information in this presentation. So I will show my screen and I will explain everything about this. Okay, here I am. Share the screen and let's move this here. Okay, this is the USA Pluto return. The natal Pluto for the USA is at 27 degrees 33 minutes of Capricorn. So if you like my videos, I suggest that you support me, and also you can follow me daily or on my blog. I do daily astrological insights about the transits, the current transits, and I am on YouTube every a week or so. And then I also write a blog for special events like lunations and such. So if you are so inclined, you can subscribe to my channel and like, comment, and tell me anything that you think maybe I trigger your ideas, and you can share your ideas with me and with everybody else. So the Pluto return will happen starting in April 2021. At that time, Pluto will station retrograde at 26 degrees and 48 minutes. Very, very, very close, just a minute shy. And then it will be full on in 2022. And it will be direct for until February 3rd in 2022, and then retrograde June 22nd, 2022, and then direct again December 10th, 2022. So there will be 3-4 instances that the Pluto will be digging heels right at the 2733 mark. So 2022 and already since next year, 2021, will be a very eventful year. And in general, from now until 2024, when finally Pluto, transiting Pluto, leaves Capricorn, it will be a period of transition, and not only for the US, but for many countries and places in the world, and also for personal lives. So I prepared, starting with the solar eclipse, December 14th, 2020. I prepared a presentation to help you see what are the influences that are coming. So December 14th, the eclipse is at 23 degrees of Sagittarius, right on the ascendant of the here you see 2308 degrees of Sagittarius is on the ascendant of the US. So the US, I think, is at 13 degrees or so. So and this eclipse is conjunct Mercury. I have a separate video where I explain more on detail about all the aspects in the solar eclipse chart. And I may refer you to that one for in-depth details. But here I just will highlight the influences on the USA birth chart and how this will affect the nation. So we need to see here that it is opposite Mars in the chart of, let me see, in the chart of the US. See 23 degrees, see the ascendant is 13, and is opposing Mars at 21 degrees of Gemini. And also squaring Neptune at 22 Virgo. And if you see also, this is not only the Pluto return, but we will also have the Neptune opposition. So that's another event that is coming up pretty soon, next year, right? Mars being affected by this solar eclipse in opposition is showing a problem of relationships with allies or other countries, partners of the United States. And so Mars rules the fifth house, and Neptune rules the fourth house. So the country is in a way with its own actions, or beginning of the new period is opposing the actions of partners or other countries. So the country is compelled to change something about its own presentation to the world and its own behavior in the world environment, right? And also this, it's a challenge. New moon eclipse is a challenge to change the actions, the activity, the way that the country presents to the world. So conflicts may arise, right? Mars is always ready to fight for something. So in its, as I said, ruler of the fifth house, Aries, it also rules the 12th house of, is a traditional ruler of Scorpio. So there is also this connotation of 12th house. The fifth house, according to the book of houses, Temples of the Sky by Deborah Houghton, the fifth house of a country is represented by the ammunition of a town under attack, ambassadors and diplomats, all public places of enjoyment and recreation, right? The fifth house is children, so it is children's education, sports, and recreation, and parks, publicly owned state buildings, national art galleries, etc. In schools and the education system, the national birth rate, as well, social issues related to children, and also the society's views on sexual issues. So all these will be affected, all these or some of these will be affected by this solar eclipse opposing Mars. As the traditional ruler of the 12th house, 12th house rules spies, secret enemies of the nation at home or abroad, underground movements, manipulations, secret societies and occult groups, also places of isolation and worship like monasteries, and also imprisoned people, hospitals, asylums, institutions, government governing those who are weak and firm or in need of support, and as a result, the welfare state. So, so it could be, in fact, that opposing Mars, the country will face a crisis in the healthcare, right? That we are already seeing. This eclipse is probably aggravating the healthcare crisis, and the people will be affected as well because it is squaring the natal Neptune of the chart. So the people, I say the fourth house represents the people and also represents the opposition of the authority, the maximum authority. So there might be conflicts about those subjects. One of the interesting things that I found historically is that this eclipse, let's go back to the solar eclipse, December 14th, is that it belongs to the Saros family 142. And the first eclipse in that family occurred in March 1624. And I'm going to stop sharing this and we'll share the chart for here. Let's see. How come I can't? Oh, here it is. Okay. So here's the chart. Let me make it bigger for you. Here's the chart of that eclipse. And if you see, it's at 29 degrees Pisces. And it is an anaretic degree. It's the end of a cycle, right? And also we have Saturn conjunct Uranus, retrograde, and squaring Mars and Pluto. And let me tell you what was happening at that time in the colony. It was the Virginia colony, and the governor of Virginia at that time was Francis Wyatt. And the Virginia Council orders the settlers to protect all the dwelling houses with palisades and forbids all trade for corn with the Indians after June. So from March until June, they had a little window, and then in June, that trade will stop. So in this eclipse happened March 19, and what it also says here is the first group of slaves from Africa is also landed in the new colony. And I'll put the references at the end so you know where I got this from. It's called Timeline of America. In April 10th that year, the Little James, which ensures the connection between England and Plymouth, sinks during a storm. And where else? Well, I think the most important here event that relates to our present day is the arrival of the first group of slaves to America from Africa. And as this, how this relates to today is that we are now making a step into recognizing the rights of people who are descendants from the Black slaves brought from Africa. And not only that, but we are about to have a vice president who is of color, which is unprecedented in this country. So I think that relates in a way with that eclipse in 1624. So let me go back to the presentation. So this is about the the solar eclipse. But next we have January 10th, January 20th, inauguration. And this is a very difficult chart, I would say. It has a very strong T-square with several elements. It has the majority of the energy is fixed, which is a challenge because it is kind of sustaining the status quo, right? And it's half of the energy is half of that energy is cardinal. So there is change, but that change is clashing with the way that things have been done so far. And let's take a deeper look into this chart. We have the inauguration ascendant with Mars conjuncting Uranus. So this makes for a very aggressive and unexpected energy of the event itself. And so the ascendant is describing how this event will appear to the world. And this is in square almost exact with Jupiter in Aquarius. So Aquarius is showing that the event will probably happen online, and it will be broadcasted either, well, television also. But I'm not sure if this event will happen in person because of the sun, which is 0 Aquarius. It is a new beginning. It's a new period. It's a new president, right? It's something completely new. And with this energy of independence and freedom and innovation and things that will happen in very innovative way, right? And so the sun represents the maximum authority, the president, and it is in Aquarius. So that's why I'm saying that it's probably going to be broadcast virtually. It's also, we have a very big stellium there because Saturn, Jupiter, Pallas Athene, and Mercury, right? Mercury, the communicator, is also there. So we see a very strong energy in the 10th house of the public, right? And how will be obviously presented not only in this country, but everywhere in the world will be watched. As Jupiter marks. So there will be strategies adopted in order to do this presentation online through the internet. And Mercury is there, also very happy in Aquarius, doing its job of communicating, right? So, but the thing that Jupiter is squaring this conjunction is concerning, because it means that there are two forces clashing against each other. So the moon, which represents the people, is in the 12th house, and it's together with Eris, the planet of the discord. So it's not the exact conjunction, but with about 5-6 degrees of orb, we can consider, especially for the luminary, the moon, we can consider a conjunction. And it's, I would say, rebellious people in the 12th house. That will be, as I said, people that are doing things in secret. And in Aries, the sign of Aries is a very impulsive sign that is doing aggressive. Probably Mars, the ruler of Aries, is with Uranus, so it will be probably underground movements, doing aggressive things. It could be a cyber attack, or something that is, I don't know, it could be any kind of aggression, right? And having Mars in Taurus, the aggression may be directed to physical things. But we cannot discard also, for example, the exact conjunction will be 2 days after, on the 20, I think it's the 23rd. Yeah. That will be the conjunction of Mars and Uranus. And we cannot discard a natural catastrophe, for example, something very concerning that is an obstacle to the event. So I don't know, it would be preferable to have another chart for this event, but this is what it is. And another thing that we need to consider is that this chart will be defining the energy for the whole period of 4 years of presidency. So this is even more concerning because of that. And we have the midheaven here at 26 Capricorn, conjuncting Pluto. So the authority will be a very powerful authority. And, you know, Pluto is all or nothing. So Pluto and the midheaven doesn't look any good either. So as I said, we have Neptune applying to the opposition of natal USA Neptune as well. So that's another factor. We have Vesta conjuncting Mars here, the natal Mars. Oh no, Mars is in, sorry, that was a mistake. Mars is in Gemini. Okay, sorry, that was a mistake. But this is what this chart shows for the whole period of the presidency. Let me go now to January. So we have a very eventful January, just kickstarting the year. In January 17th, we have transiting Jupiter conjuncting the natal south node of the moon of the chart, and at 6 degrees 36, and transiting Jupiter square Uranus, as I mentioned right now, at 6 degrees 44. So already since January 17th, we can experience the energies that I described for Inauguration Day. So there could be, with this January 17 energy, there could be problems with air travel, lack of justice, religious problems, with this transiting South Node in Sagittarius, there may be fanaticism. It could be extreme beliefs and ideologies that are defended, of any kind, ideologies or beliefs. They could be religious, political, cultural, of any kind, that are taken to the extreme, and maybe displayed in an aggressive or assertive way. So there could also be, with this Jupiter and square Uranus, there could be problems with the internet, as I mentioned before, or any worldwide broadcast of information or knowledge. There could be losses in communications and networks. So make sure at your personal level, make sure you back up your data and documents. It affects this, as Jupiter is involved, it affects the first house of USA, which is in Sagittarius. So the first house is the image that the country has in the world and the activity that it takes. So as I said, the internet may crash. They could be also, Uranus is electricity, right? So there could be blackouts. And the communication problems especially also are, let's say, strengthened by having the transiting Pluto opposing Mercury, and it's almost exact, but it's within less than a degree, because Pluto is at 24 degrees already. So it's almost exact, and there is this power, aggressive, obsessive, and manipulative communication. We already have seen that because Pluto is there already. So in well, I already mentioned January 20th. We have Mars conjunct exactly Uranus, and Mars, as I said, rules the 5th house, but Uranus rules the 3rd house, which is communications again. So January 23rd, we have transiting Mars, square transiting Jupiter, and transiting Sun conjunct Saturn, transiting Saturn at 4 degrees 20 of Aquarius. So still in square, technically, with Uranus in Taurus. So Saturn here rules the economy, 2nd house. In the Sun, not only does it rule the maximum authority of a country, in this case, a president. So the president may have his energy debilitated, or his authority debilitated. And with all this clashes of powerful energy, it's something that comes with it. But also the Sun rules foreign affairs because it rules the 9th house of the country. So with the downturns of the economy, there could be trade problems with partners of the country, and also with treaties, problems with international treaties. January 26th, we have the Sun square Uranus at 6 degrees 47. And we have also the Sun conjunct the South Node. That's why I was saying of the president energy being debilitated. So there could be shocks, conflicts with foreign countries, sudden unexpected events affecting the head of the state or any public authority, for that matter. So there, this is the Sun square Uranus also may bring sudden and unexpected actions by the president that are innovative, that are futuristic, and also that bring independence, more freedom, especially in the third house, which is Uranus rules the third house of communications. January 10th to January 24th, we will see all the planets, the traditional planets, below the horizon in the USA chart, meaning the transiting planets will be below the horizon. And from January 10 to 24, even the moon will be between the south and the north node on one side of the chart. This is a very stressful configuration, and it can bring this feeling of constraint and compressed energy, kind of isolation or confinement of the energy. I'm not saying that there will be the confinement for the COVID. I'm saying that the energy feels like it is compressed between the karmic nodal axis, which is very, very strong and powerful, and it doesn't really bring good things. So let's go to February now. In February, we have transiting Saturn conjunct the South Node. And this is, let's say, when a planet conjuncts the South Node, it's the South Node drains that planet's energy, and it may be resistance to increasing regulations and restrictions, hard time to reestablish authority, the status of the authority, and respect for the authority. It's a nebulous period because Saturn, the planet in charge of putting rules in place and organizing things and separating and classifying things, and and organizing society as well. It's really in detriment when, even though he is in his is the traditional ruler of Aquarius, but the thing is that having conjunct South Node is not good. And plus, it is applying to the square with Uranus. So there is this resistance to the new, to the innovation, to the renewal. So, and with Uranus in Taurus, it could be also an economic downturn, even steeper than what it is now, because it's Saturn rules the second house. So there will be a need to do lots of efforts to deal with the past problems that have been put off, delayed, procrastinated, and it requires sacrifices to make important progress, especially presenting financial obstacles, and affecting the worth of the country, right? Probably the financial worth of the country. So there's this energy of resistance to the innovation. And I want to, since there are so many planets in the third house, as I mentioned, let's go back. See, all this stellium is in the third house of the United States. It relates to communication, the information that people receive. It's also jaw-dropping news may arrive that no one even imagined. Communication devices may fail. As I said, electricity could be cut off. These incidents will intensify as we approach the eclipse that I just mentioned. So third house also is the moon of the country, which is the people. So Uranus brings this energy of rebellion to the people, in square with Saturn, right? So we will most probably have riots, uprisings, asking for liberation, and but it could also bring discoveries and astonishing findings that may, for example, find a cure for COVID, or good news about the vaccination or something like that. So it also, the third house also is associated with national rumors, propaganda, and the press, and all means of disseminating news and information, such as the post office, networks, computer, all kinds of communication devices, phones, etc. And also the transportation system, inland transit, locomotion, or communication such as bridges, railroads, road and river traffic, in underground networks. It also, third house is primary elementary education. So there might be changes in the elementary education. Maybe it will need to go back virtual, and the educational system will certainly be reformed, modified, and adjusted in order to adapt to the new times, right? It also, the third house rules the neighboring nations and documents that relate to international agreements. Any kind of, it's a public opinion, and issues concerning freedom of speech, international and common languages. So this is about all that I have for you today regarding this segment of the Pluto return for this country. So here you have the dates, the key dates and transits. The T means transit planets. N means natal, in this case, natal, south node of the moon in the USA chart. So here you have the USA chart that I just showed you. And these are the references that I consulted in order to make this presentation. I hope that this information was useful to you. And if you so feel inclined, so don't hesitate to call me for a consultation, right? So I do personal readings, transits, progressions, synastries. I analyze any questions that you may have about your professional life, your career. I can look at your relationships, long-term relationships or short-term, or for example, if you're looking to make a business agreement with someone where you are merging resources and in order to start a business or something like that, I can help you with a guide reading your chart. So don't hesitate to contact me. Here you have the contact information with my, oh, it's not my, you can find me on Facebook to send me a message. But I put the email address where you can email me in the description box below this video. So I wish you the best, and if you have comments or questions, I will answer them. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.